We've got talent in the kitchen, Jay and I. And we are wanting to challenge you to have some fun this festive season, or rather this Easter season, yeah, okay, also a moment for fun, by making these adorable Easter bunny flapjacks that will be sure to put a smile on everyone's face without a doubt.
I always say take something in terms of food and make it fun. Just to point out, that is the behind side of the bunny. So if anyone's wondering where the eyes went, that's what we're looking for.
They're beautiful.
And just a cute way to display your flapjacks in the theme of Easter. Again, getting the kids involved, which is absolutely
Let's go for
amazing.
it. Let's go for it. Making something so beautiful is almost unfair because I do want to eat it and I want to know what it tastes like, but I also want to have it there the whole time for all my guests coming to the house to just revel in the beauty of it all.
So, I mean, that's why we've served up a stack of flapjacks at the back there, Tubbs. And, you know, it's such a simple recipe. You know, I'm going to take you through it quickly.
Let's go.
And you'll be able to make enough at home on your own.
To eat over a week.
Exactly. So we've got some flour in our bowl.
Yeah.
We've got some sugar.
What sugar is that?
So this is caster sugar. I'm just going to use my whisk in there. Touch of salt just to offset the sweetness. Some vanilla. Okay.
Could I use a vanilla essence?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, I always say on the show, use the best of what you can afford.
Okay, cool.
If vanilla essence is your jam, go for it. Okay, and then we've got some milk in here. Now, I like to add this in stages, so I'm going to do about 2/3 of the milk.
The milk matters a lot, I think, when it comes to a recipe like this. I often wonder, people who obviously turn to, you know, those alternatives, the soy milks and all of that, the consistency becomes quite tricky. Are there ways around that?
Well, with a recipe like this, Tubbs, you can definitely go ahead and use any substitute for the dairy element, being the milk. But just it's more in terms of the ratio, right? Okay. So if you feel like your batter's a little bit on the thin side, add a little bit of extra flour. If it's a bit on the thick side,
then you soften it
with milk, right? So at least as long as you've got the essentials over here, just going to go in with a little bit of baking powder.
I won't stop you.
And that's going to help with the rise. Okay, and then you just set this in the fridge for a little bit, maybe about 30 minutes. And that flour is going to get hydrated and it's going to thicken up slightly. So you can see... Was there a reason...
Yeah, and it looks good. I see how it comes together.
So this, to me, is just a little bit on the runny side, but once you pop it in the fridge and let that sit, it's going to thicken up and then return to the consistency.
Something very interesting that you did do, Jay, was that you broke your egg into the thing,
Yes, very important. 2 reasons, obviously, to avoid shells. So had I cracked that egg straight into the batter and pieces of shell came off, it would be difficult
so it's purely a safety thing.
Purely a safety thing, but also in terms of food safety. I mean, you know, there's so many different places you can get eggs. Some people leave them, you know, hanging around your kitchen for far too long. And sometimes they can be a bit bad. So instead of spoiling your entire batter, you just crack it in your ramekin and then you're able to determine if it's bad or not.
Good to eat or not.
Exactly. So I've already started with the flapjacks and look at that color, Tubbs. I'm so proud of myself.
I know, it looks so good.
This is actually the one thing that I don't make at home because my mom does such a good job, right?
But here's the thing. If you are going to take on a recipe typically made by your mom, then, you know, this is a heartfelt one. This is one from your spirit, from your soul.
The thing is, though, it's such a simple thing to make, but you can get it wrong very quickly.
What do people get wrong more commonly?
I think getting the shape correct. I think you sort of try and get them all the same size. That's the main thing. And flipping too quickly. So often we're impatient in the kitchen. You sort of wait until the bubbles start appearing at the surface and then you flip them around.
What other ways are there to tell if it's ready to be flipped?
That's the main way.
Okay,
You've got to make sure that, you see those bubbles start appearing at the surface and that's when you know they're ready.
Fab.
And then I just like to give them a little bit of a press down just to make sure that they're done. And I think that they're actually already ready. Yeah,
I can see the bubbles there, but the bunny is the more interesting area for me that I want us to focus on.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you get the idea from? How do you make it? Where do we start? Because this is where the fun element is. If you are a parent, this is where you get the kids involved.
Exactly. So essentially, I mean, it's flapjacks. Everyone eats flapjacks for breakfast or pancakes, whatever you call them. And it's Easter, so what more iconic symbol of Easter is there for most people around the world? It's the bunny.
Yeah.
Right? So you can see I've sort of started to get different sizes here, Tubbs. Now,
So you thought about that.
so
ahead of
I've
time,
thought
obviously,
about
yeah.
this. Now, often, you could go ahead and make sure you make a bigger one for the body,
Yeah.
a smaller one for the head.
And we are very body positive here, even
So
when it comes to our bunnies.
All shapes matter, right? But you can see that mine aren't looking, the roundest.
Yeah,
So I've got some cookie cutters over here.
Your
Right,
cookie cutters have worked hard this week. Let's go.
so, I mean, you could use glasses, just make sure that they're different sizes. So I'm going to go in there for the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see this?
It's nice and
Closer
hot
look.
because it's just come out of the pan.
Suppose you do want it while it's still hot, right?
Get it while
Cut
it's hot.
that. Get
This
it
is
while it's hot. Get it while it's hot. That's probably the easiest way you're going to get to be able to cut all of those pieces out.
Okay.
So cool.
So you probably would just wait until it cools down.
And you don't waste anything. I hope that's part of your recipe because I'm looking at all of the side cuttings there and I'm like, I should be dipping those in some cream right now.
Exactly. You could dip them in some chocolate. You could dip them in, just have them with some syrup.
So right now it's looking a bit like a sad snowman without
Okay, so there's the feet.
the legs going in
Just
there.
bear with me. Humor me for a second, Tubbs. Okay, so we will save these for later.
Please.
Just for you, Tubbs.
Thank you.
And then
Thank
this
you.
one, I'm just going to sort of use my discretion with my spatula. Okay,
Look at
we're
that.
going
You
for
see,
the
I
ears. We're
told
just
you.
going to make them a bit more
Told you it would be
uniform.
fun. I told you it'd be fun. This is a labor of love, honestly, but one
Okay,
that you
so
really
there's your ears. There you go. Okay, so now we've got a few toppings. So we've got the base of our bunny,
Yes.
right? So I'm going to put sort of 2 bananas for the paw print. Okay.
Fantastic.
We're going to let's use a marshmallow dipped in peanut butter for the tail. Okay, and then we can actually use some peanut butter just for the her.
And we can use one of the legs to go in to try and taste it.
And then I've got some desiccated coconut for the hair. I mean, this
Your
just
outfit
looks
will want to
so
eat
good.
it too.
And then we can use some blueberries for the paw prints, if they can behave. This peanut butter is coming in handy because I'm using it like glue. So I'm going to put the blueberries on using the
10 out of 10. 10 across the board with this one.
And you could use any
love it.
seasonal fruit available. You can put some candy in there. Come on, give
Love
the
it.
kids candy. for
Candy, give them
breakfast. Come on,
candy.
it's Easter. Spoil the kids.
I love
It's
it.
Easter.
I love it. Okay, so that's how you bring it all together.
Yeah.
Jay, you're a superstar. I love this. People are going to love this one.
So
a
super
crowd
simple.
pleaser of note. In a bit, we are going to be back with some pickled fish and hot cross buns. But this one is what I'm going to be enjoying right now. See you just now. Thanks, Jay.